Life is about decisions. None of us influence where we start, but we damn sure can determine where we're going. Each step you take leaves a footprint. Each action provides a page to your biography. Ask yourself this: when I leave, will they save a place for me? When I come back hungry, will I have a place at the table? When I return, will the door open? How genuine would a smile be? How fake would a hug be? Will home still be home? President 919.
Back like I never left.
You are now listening to the Shaw Report with Damian Banks.
Hello.
What's happening? What's up? What's going on? It's the Shaw Report, and I am your host, Damian Banks. Shaw Bears alum and fans rejoice. You have your very own podcast hosted by moi, Damian S. Banks. Do me a favor. Follow your boy on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. That's SportsByDamion. And also Shaw University Athletics are on social media. On Twitter, it's at Shaw Bears. On Instagram, it's at SU_Bears. And you can find this on Facebook.com/Shaw Bears. Ladies and gents, another week is in the books. I hope you guys had a fantastic 7 days from the last podcast. Again, I am your host, Damian Banks. You are listening to the Shaw Report. I'm feeling fantastic right now. I'm feeling so good. I'm feeling like Jay when Beyonce told him that she was ready. That she was ready to settle down and have them youngins. Man, I'm feeling like I just won a Powerball. Although if I won a Powerball, you probably wouldn't be hearing from me at this particular moment. But I digress. I'm feeling real good right now. Great week behind us, great week in front of us. Always strive to do better. Always strive to do your best. If you ain't winning, you're losing. If you ain't getting better, you're getting worse. Yeah. But I digress. This is the Shaw Report. We got a lot on tap for today's episode. It's March Madness. We're in the throes of March Madness now. Shaw University men's and women's basketball season is over. But, the big show is still going on. The Final Four has been set. I guess we're going to talk a little bit about that. Like I said before in previous podcasts, most of us grew up fans of other schools like UNC, Duke, NC State, things of that nature. So I guess we'll get into a little bit of the Final Four. Not what many people expected it to be. If you filled out that bracket for the Final Four, then you are a freaking genius. And I need to ask you what the winning pick 3 numbers are. But I digress. We also have on tap for the Shaw Report today, we're going to talk about men's tennis, women's tennis, track and field action on the Shaw Bears Scoreboard, and we'll also give you some updates from the CIAA Scoreboard. A lot of things going on today on the Shaw Report. We are rocking, we are rolling, we doing our ting-ting, as my island people would say. We popping tins, like my New York people would say. We bout that business shotty, like my down south folk would say. So without further ado, man, let's get into this week's episode of the Shaw Report. Just want to shout out my choice of beverage for this episode before we get started, by the way. You know what time it is and you know how we do. Well, you know how I do. I'm drinking that natural spring water. This week it is from Harris Teeter in an Echo Air friendly bottle. You dig? Now, this spring water was bottled from a protected spring in Roaring Gap, North Carolina, and or Blue Ridge, Virginia. It's really crisp. If you know me, then you know that I'm a preferred drinker of spring water. I don't really like purified drinking water because it doesn't, I don't know, it just doesn't taste right to me. Spring water is very crisp, it's very cool, and, I just prefer drinking spring water. So let me take a swig of this. Oh yeah, she right. She hit the spot. Let's get into it. And I just want to thank the man upstairs, G.O.D., first and foremost, for giving me this platform, giving me my voice. I also want to thank the man upstairs for a pretty good weekend. Saturday evening, went to the store to try to put my numbers in. Now, I'm not advocating gambling, but, I play my numbers. Went to the store late night Saturday to put my numbers in. Going to the store, the machine is down. I'm like, wow. Guess I can't put my numbers in tonight. Go back out to the car. Battery is deceased. So I had to call my brother Damon, my twin brother, to come give me a jump. So, Sunday morning I got to go and get a battery from AutoZone. So I go to AutoZone and, I'm looking at the batteries. I'm telling the folks at AutoZone what I need. And they're telling me that, you can get this battery for free, the top-notch battery for free. The last time that I went up there, they did not honor my warranty on the other battery I had. So, I started off having a good Sunday, did not attend church on Sunday, but the Lord saw his way fit to make his presence known in my life on Sunday by giving me that free battery. So I appreciate you to the big man upstairs. But I digress. It's that time of the year, man. March Madness is popping 10. The Final Four is set. Bet you didn't have Loyola Chicago, University of Michigan, Villanova, and Kansas in your Final Four. Now, you probably had Villanova and Kansas in the Final Four, but I know good and hell well that you did not have Loyola Chicago and Sister Jean in your Final Four. And unless you're a Michigan fan, you're Chris Webber, part of the Fab Five or something like that, you probably didn't have Michigan in your Final Four as well. Now, Villanova and Kansas were number one seeds, so, a lot of people probably had those teams going to the Final Four, but that Kansas-Villanova game, that Kansas-Duke game off the chain. That Villanova game to make it to the Final Four, it was okay. It was Villanova and Texas Tech. It was all right. But, most people probably didn't have Loyola of Chicago and Michigan making it to the Final Four. But if you did, congratulations. You're still alive in the bracket challenge. But me, I didn't even fill out the brackets because it's a waste of time. Brackets are busted. I'm not even wasting my time filling out brackets. Why would you do that? Because you're not really going to ever pick who wins this thing, unless you're a genius, unless you're some type of, sports bracketology guru. So don't even waste your time filling out the brackets. Take it from me. Next year, just go into the tournament, enjoy the games, don't fill out any brackets, and just let the chips fall where they may. So the Final Four set: Villanova, Kansas, Loyola Chicago, Michigan. So Carolina fans, Duke fans, NC State fans, you're sitting at the crib with me. Duke fans, I know you're extra hurt because you wanted to make it to the Final Four since UNC won it last season. But, you can't win a championship every season, man. Coach K has had so much success at Duke University. Roy Williams, and before him, Dean Smith has had tons of success at UNC. NC State has even won 2 championships. So you can't win championships every year. So sit down somewhere, simmer down, sit down somewhere, and just wait till next season. We rocking, man. We rolling. This is the Shaw Report. We got to take a commercial break. Don't go anywhere, but if you do, come right back. We'll be back with the Shaw Bears Scoreboard and the CIAA Scoreboard on the Shaw Report on Spreaker Radio. Hey, Shaw Bears fans. Refresh your game day with the new and improved real Coca-Cola taste of Coca-Cola Zero Sugar with 0 calories and 0 sugar. It's college sports' newest tradition. Grab an ice-cold Coca-Cola Zero Sugar and taste the feeling. Coca-Cola, proud sponsor of Shaw University Athletics.
You are now listening to the Shaw Report with Damian Banks.
What's happening? Welcome back to the Shaw Report. Again, I am your host, Damian Banks. Don't act like you don't know what your boy about to do. Follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Sports by Damian. That's SportsByDaimeon. And Shaw University Athletics are also on social media. On Twitter, it's at Shaw Bears. On Instagram, it's at SU_Bears. And on Facebook.com/Shaw Bears. Have to promote, because if you don't love yourself, then who else will love you? But I digress. You are listening to the Shaw Report, and this is Spreaker Radio. You can also find the Shaw Report on iTunes. If you have iTunes, just search the Shaw Report. You can also find us on Spreaker.com/Sports by Damian. You can also find the Shaw Report on the school's website, shawbears.com. You can also go to shawbears.com, download anything related to Shaw University Athletics. If you want to attend a game, check out the schedules, highlights, ticket information, player bio, coach bio. Go to shawbears.com for that information. Now, before the break, we talked a little bit about March Madness. If you're a Duke fan, a UNC fan, NC State fan, better luck next year. If you are a Loyola of Chicago fan and Sister Jean fan, then congratulations to you. Congratulations to the University of Michigan, Villanova University, and Kansas University. Those are the 4 teams that are participating in the Final Four. And I predict that this will be the lowest rated Final Four in some time because no one cares about University of Michigan. Well, I guess Michigan fans care about Michigan. Loyola of Chicago. People only really know about Sister Jean. She has become a star. She's the team chaplain for Loyola of Chicago. Villanova and Kansas, they're pretty much regional teams. So Duke is the villain. So if Duke would have been in the Final Four, the ratings would have been pretty high. But since they are not, I'm predicting that ratings will not be as good as in previous seasons. So if you're a fan of Shaw University athletics, then you're having a pretty good week because the Shaw Bears Scoreboard is Poppington with wins for both men's and women's tennis. Poppington for track and field competition. So just all around pretty good week for Shaw University athletics. And before I get into the Shaw Bears Scoreboard, want to congratulate the boss lady herself, Ms. Jalissa Williams, the Assistant Athletic Director of Media Relations. She was named a WASADA Women to Watch. Now, WASADA is the Women's Association of Sports Information Directors of America. And, she was recently promoted to Assistant Athletic Director of Media Relations in 2017. Now, Boss Lady is in her third year at Shaw University, doing great things. She provided me with this platform to do the Shaw Report, so I thank her kindly for that. So congratulations again to Boss Lady, Ms. Jalissa Williams, on being named a WASADA Woman to Watch. Also, spring football is going on right now. Head coach Adrian Jones in the midst of spring football for the football team. And the spring game has been set for April the 7th at Durham County Memorial Stadium. If you're in town, go out and support the Shaw University football team as they'll be participating in their spring game at Durham County Memorial Stadium. For more information, go to shawbears.com. So without further ado, let's get into the Shaw Bears Scoreboard. We begin with women's tennis as the Lady Bears continue to dominate, going through CIAA play undefeated thus far this season. This past Tuesday, Coach Sunday Initan squad played host to Fayetteville State University at Worthdale Park in Raleigh. Entering the contest, the Lady Bears had won 5 consecutive matches by shutouts, and they kept that streak alive, shutting out the Lady Broncos 9 matches to 0. Daniela Venko, Carmen Madison, Marilyn Kamengne, Ariana Marchik, Simbiat Alim, all shine. Teodora Janovic, she shined as well. The Lady Bears are on a roll. They also blinked Virginia State 9-0 this past Friday in Petersburg, Virginia, to run their record to 10-1 on the season and 7-1 in CIAA play. This Thursday, the Lady Bears will hit the road to take on the Lady Blue Bears of Livingstone College. That match is set for 2 p.m. in Salisbury, North Carolina. Next up, we move to men's tennis. After a week off, head coach Sunday Initan's team hit the road to face Virginia State in Petersburg, Virginia. Oscar Del Granado and Nganadashi Makambwa were their usual stellar selves as they won their doubles match 8-3. Destine Udofi and Daniel Acey also won their doubles matches 8-3 to help Shaw take a 2-1 lead in the match before the start of singles action. Oscar De La Granada and Nganadashi Makambwa each prevailed in their singles matches 6-1, 6-love. Destine Udofi also picked up a win 6-4, 7-5, and Enrico Baldone came away with a thrilling 3-set victory 6-2, 7-5, 10-6 to help Shaw pick up their first win of the season. The Bears moved to 1-5 on the year and will next be in action March the 30th at home against this same Virginia State team at Worthdale Park in Raleigh, North Carolina. Next, we move to women's track and field, who were coming off an impressive showing at their season debut at the 49ers Classic in Charlotte, North Carolina. Friday, the Lady Bears participated in the Trojan Challenge at Mount Olive University. Freshman phenom Typha Saunders placed first in the javelin as well as the shot put.